Hello, everyone. This is episode 3, if I'm counting the first episode when I went into the hospital, of my journey through the Nova Scotia healthcare system as a newly diagnosed cancer patient. So, just to bring you up to speed, if you haven't seen the other episodes, um, March 19th, or sorry, May 19th, I was diagnosed at the Queen Elizabeth II with liver cancer. Was told that I had lesions. I went in there originally for symptoms. I'm not going to go all into the details because the video's up there if you want to see it, and I'll put the link in the description below to the last episode. But I went in there for some specific symptoms. They did ran scans, X-rays. Basically, at the end, after about 8 hours, was told that I had liver cancer and that the next step was to see an oncologist, which they were going to refer me to. I posted an update last Friday that I had not heard from an oncologist yet or from the oncology department. So here we are today. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. Yes. Yesterday, I received a call in the morning from the. First off, let me tell you what my expectations were. So I had symptoms. I still had them. Have them. I've been managing them myself. But one of the worst symptoms is that my my belly is just so distended, and it's so uncomfortable, and it strains all of my organs whenever I get up and move around. Um, so I didn't have any clue or didn't get any feedback on what I could do to fix that. So my expectations when I heard from the oncology department was, okay, now let's get to work. So I got a call yesterday from a receptionist at oncology saying that a doctor will call me tomorrow morning, and I said great. So I got the call this morning at 9 o'clock. Um, I can tell you after having the call, I didn't learn anything new about. Basically, he just went into detail about what they saw in the CT scans and what they believe it is, and telling me that I need to get a biopsy and would I be willing to get one? Yeah, of course. Um, the He also gave me a bit of information that the other doctor at the QE2 didn't give me. Is that he said that my abdomen is full of loose liquid, fluid. And my gut is huge. The rest of me may be small, but my gut is huge and hard. So imagine trying to sleep with that. It's very uncomfortable just to move around because all of your organs are pressing together. Um, he had told me that what will happen next. Uh, he gave me a little bit more details on the liver. He said that the the lesions and the tumors are covering my whole right side of the liver, which makes sense. That's where the pain's coming from. Um, and I asked him if it was treatable or if it was curable, is what I asked him, and he said no. So he said that the oncologist surgeon will probably, after the biopsy, recommend chemotherapy. And then I said, well, can we do a liver transplant? And he said, no. And I said, well, what if the chemotherapy knocks it down enough? Then he said, yes, possibly that will be up to the surgeon. So then I asked him, well, what about a diet? I need some information on what type of foods I can eat that aren't going to aggravate anything. What food should I avoid? You can ask the other doctor when you see him. I said, okay, how long does it take to get the biopsy? He said, well, my receptionist will call you and arrange blood work and arrange for the biopsy. I said, how long is this going to take? 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks will be roughly a month or more than a month from when I was first diagnosed before any treatment has been given to me. I am so uncomfortable with the stomach. Uh, I'm going to ask the receptionist when she calls tomorrow if there's any way that they can rush me in to at least get the fluid out of my stomach, so that I can at least live a normal life. I'm also going to call my family doctor, but she's not back until Monday. Um, this is horrible. It's horrible. One of the scariest diseases that you pretty much know when you hear cancer, the likelihood is that it's a death sentence. And you would expect that the healthcare system would be all over it. It's just horrible. Somebody diagnosed with cancer, I'm going on 2 weeks and haven't had anything done, any treatment, anything. It's just horrendous. Mr. Houston, Mr. Premier, if you're watching, what happened to your promise about fixing the healthcare system? We need to get our priorities straight. And I'll just share some feedback. My opinion, the healthcare system has been a blame game. Every government that comes in, it says, well, it was the other government that was in there, didn't do anything. Another government, well, it was the other government that came in that didn't do anything. The reality is, every one of you are to blame, politicians. Every single one of you. Figure it out. It's not rocket science. I think what they need to do is create a bipartisan position that stays in place and is there throughout all of the governments. In fact, I think Tim McNeil had set something like that up in his last mandate, and Tim Houston fired them all. So this should not be politicized. People's lives are at stake. You know, how much is this going to shorten my life? It's very, very frustrating going through this. So I'm hopeful that I will hear back from the receptionist. I brought my phone out to the car just in case they do call while I'm filming this little clip. But that's where we are, folks. No new news. I heard from Oncology, but I still don't know anything more. And I have no light at the end of the tunnel as to when I can get some relief from my stomach. It's just horrible. If if you, I really want. The only reason why I'm doing this, it's not for me because it's already too late for me. I'm in the system now, but I want to document it all the way through, just so it'll live as a living testament, even after I'm gone, about what I went through going through the process from start to finish and how I made out with it. Hopefully it's going to be successful, but the delays are concerning me. If you want to help others, I'd encourage you to share the video. The more people we get watching this and the more people paying attention to it, we can put the pressure on the government to let's fix this problem. It's ridiculous. I expected to talk to a doctor today that would be able to answer questions, prescribe prescriptions, recommend treatment, and no, it was just a recap of what I have, which I already knew from the QE2 emergency room doctor, um, except he gave me more details on it. So that's the state of the healthcare system in Nova Scotia, folks, as you hear the sound of the ambient rain falling. But that takes us to the end. I will, if I do hear from the receptionist today, what I will do is I will pin a comment in the comment section, letting everybody know I did hear and my appointment is on this date. So that takes us to the end, folks. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch this video. Spread the word. Let's get this message out. Let's fix healthcare in Canada for good. And let's stop all the politicians. Stop blaming everybody. Somebody take the bull by the horns and fix it. Mr. Houston, fix it. Thank you, everyone. Jamie, signing off.